Hello, I'm Professor Charun Miller, and I teach political theory at George Mason University. This class examines the political significance of monuments and art in Athens, Rome, and Washington, D.C. We will consider how artifacts of wood and stone and metal influence our understanding of political life. We will take an up-close look at some of the most famous and important works of art and buildings in the world: the Acropolis in Athens, the Pantheon in Rome, Sistine Chapel in the Vatican, and the Capitol building in D.C. Sculpture by Polykleitos, Michelangelo, Bernini, Canova, and Gaudens, and paintings by Leonardo, Raphael, Caravaggio, and El Greco. We will examine these artifacts in order to think about the political work they do establishing, in some cases, large abstract identities like nation-states, and in other cases, transforming our most intimate conceptions of self. Of course, you don't travel to Athens to study inside a classroom. The city of Athens will be our classroom, and it is an amazing classroom. Some evenings we will have class on the rooftop of the hotel or at the National Folklife Museum, but most of the academic work for the class will take place throughout the city. We explore Athens as a class when, for example, we take a tour of the Acropolis and the Acropolis Museum. But much of your academic exploration of the city and its monuments will occur in a small group or even individually. Athens is a fun and very safe city. You will quickly feel right at home. And of course, I'll always be nearby and easily reachable. Our hotel is located in the middle of the city, within easy walking distance of all the major artistic and archaeological sites, including the Acropolis, the ancient Greek and Roman Agora, the ancient cemetery called Keranikos, the National Archaeological Museum, the Menachem Museum, Hadrian's Arch, and the Temple of Olympian Zeus. Athens has been a city for 3,500 years, but its greatest glory was during the classical period of ancient Greece, from which so many buildings and artifacts still survive. The 5th century BC, in particular, was a golden age, when Pericles oversaw the building of the Acropolis. Within the Byzantine Empire and under Ottoman rule, Athens played only a minor role. It returned to prominence in 1834 when it became the capital of modern Greece. Today it is a busy and modern metropolitan center. Beyond our academic interests, Athens is a vibrant and lively city, with thousands of restaurants and tavernas and bars and clubs, thousands of shops, lots of street food, and endless things to see and do. Prices are generally low, and food, even a nice dinner meal of lamb chops and Greek salad, very inexpensive. Breakfast is always included and available at the hotel. After early breakfast at the hotel, we depart to Piraeus port to embark on a cruise ship, which will take us to the Saronic islands of Aegina, Poros, and Hydra. We will arrive before noon at Aegina Island and disembark the ferry. You will see fishermen sewing their nets and selling the fresh-caught fish, street vendors selling pistachio nuts and souvenirs, and a lot of beachfront taverns and cafes. After visiting Agina, we will sail to Hydra. Lunch is served on board. The town of Hydra, which is the center of the whole island, is built like an amphitheater around the port. It looks glamorous like a painting, with gray, white, and blue colors above the blue sea. In Hydra, there are no wheeled vehicles, and the transfers are being made only by donkeys. In Hydra, we will have free time to walk on the port before sailing to Poros Island. Approaching Poros by boat, its historic dock is imposing from the distance on the highest top of the hill, among prickly pears and pine trees. We'll also take a full-day tour to Delphi. After the drive through the fertile plain of Boeotia, past the town of Thebes, connected with the tragedy of King Oedipus, we arrive at Delphi, the center of the ancient world, the omphalos of the earth, whose prestige extended far beyond the boundaries of the Hellenic world. On the slopes of Mount Parnassus, in a landscape of unparalleled beauty and majesty, lie the ruins of the sanctuary of Apollo Pythios. We'll visit the treasury of the Athenians, the temple of Apollo, and the museum containing such masterpieces of ancient Greek sculpture as the bronze charioteer and the statues of Cleobis and Biton. Athens may be 3,500 years old, but Rome is the eternal city, and it still feels like the center of the world. Rome is so beautiful and rich with sights and sounds, a palimpsest of the ancient and modern, it can feel like you're on a movie set. And our neighborhood virtually is one. From La Dolce Vita, the 1960 comedy drama filmed and directed and co-written by Federico Fellini, to, of course, the 2003 American teen comedy starring Hilary Duff, the Lizzie McGuire movie. Everything we want to see is an easy walking distance from our hotel. Some things, like the Trevi Fountain, the Dora Pamphili Gallery, the Pantheon, and the Spanish Steps, are just a few steps away. The name Colosseum is believed to be derived from a colossal statue of Nero that once stood nearby. It could hold an estimated 50,000 to 80,000 spectators at various points in its history over the centuries, having an average audience of some 65,000. It was used for gladiatorial contests and public spectacles such as mock sea battles, animal hunts, executions, reenactments of famous battles, and dramas based on Roman mythology. And we will tour the Roman Forum. For centuries, the Forum was the center of day-to-day life in Rome, the site of triumphal processions and elections, the venue for public speeches, criminal trials, and gladiatorial matches, and the nucleus of commercial affairs. Here, statues and monuments commemorated the heroes of the city, the teeming heart of ancient Rome. It is one of the most celebrated meeting places in the world. Located in a small valley between the Palatine and Capitoline Hills, the Forum today is a sprawling ruin of architectural fragments and intermittent archaeological excavations, just a few steps from our hotel. We will also visit Vatican City with its religious and cultural sites, such as St. Peter's Basilica, the Sistine Chapel, and the Vatican Museums, which feature some of the world's most famous paintings and sculptures. St. Peter's Basilica was designed principally by Bramante, Michelangelo, Maderno, and Bernini. St. Peter's is the most renowned work of Renaissance architecture and the largest church in the world. While visiting Vatican City, we will also see the Sistine Chapel. But there is so much more you'll get to see and do in Rome. In almost every church, around almost every corner, there are new discoveries to make. Churches with statues by Michelangelo and paintings by Caravaggio go virtually unnoticed, but are there for you to discover. And you will discover them. And you'll have time to dine. And like Audrey Hepburn, get a gelato on the Spanish Steps. After we return to the United States, we use what we have learned to think about the roles of political artistic representation in the creation of political personhood in Washington, D.C. And reflect on what we have seen and learned in Athens and Rome, and how that may enrich our understanding of our own world.